Destruction and devastation dot the shores of Pudding Cove, a small, quiet inlet on Newfoundland's Bonavista Peninsula. This is cabin country, a tight-knit community you can only get to by boat. Along the shore, shattered glass and sheets of metal roofing. A dock leads from the water to a plot of empty, scorched earth. When you get a closer look at the charred land, the debris and rubble tell a story. Plates that held home-cooked meals, beds where people slept peacefully after a long day on the water, and barbecues that cooked food on warm summer nights. Marguerite Pike stands in the ruins of what used to be her happy place.
I choose not to think about it. That's how bad it is. And he don't think about it at all.
Marguerite and her husband Ken owned their cabin in Warwick's Cove for over 30 years. They lost a lot of family mementos in the flames. Journals, gifts from their grandchildren, artwork. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but they are grieving the loss of their safe haven.
I say we spend, no problem to say, 6 months of the year out here. We even came out here in all kinds of weather. We spend New Year's, Christmas Day, cook off here. Every other woman's all other people's going to come out. Me and he was only too fools to show up. But guess what? We enjoyed every bit of it. I got no favourite memories. Every day was a memory.
When the Chance Harbour wildfire broke out on July 14th, the picturesque area was quickly engulfed by thick plumes of smoke, and flames spread to around 1,800 hectares of land. Residents think at least 40 cabins have been lost, mostly in the small inlets of Pudding Cove, Warwick's Cove, and Deer Island Tickle along the Bonavista Bay. Ryan Pitts has lived in the area his whole life. Since the wildfire broke out, he spent nearly every day on his boat, braving the flames and thick smoke to help people salvage whatever they can from their properties.
Beds are still about where they would be in the cabin. That's right where they would be. You walk in the living room here and you walk down 2 beds.
His aunt's cabin in Pudding Cove was demolished by the wildfire. As he and his dad Marvin walk through the debris, the extent of the damage really starts to sink in.
It's amazing how hot the fire must have been. I mean, the beds are still sitting right where they would be in the cabin. The wood stove, there's nothing left. There's no sign. It's unbelievable. There's no frame, there's nothing. The only thing left is the metal. Destruction, I guess, we're looking at. Devastation. Hard to see, hard to believe what I'm looking at. Just hurts, pretty sad. A lot of memories gone, just like that.
Pitts has been capturing the destruction on his cell phone, sending videos and pictures to friends to update them on the status of their cabins, and sharing what he sees on social media, scenes he describes as looking like a war zone.
I just started recording it because cabins mean a lot to us here. It's a lot of hard work. People have been building these. It's different than a house. You save up, you get your house and you get situated, then you want a place to go to relax. So typically we build cabins to go to. It's our happy place. And you don't get a mortgage or nothing like that. You get it one piece at a time. You save up every little bit you can to get money to build a cabin. So they don't be built overnight. Generally they're built over years and years of upgrading them and working on them. And I just started documenting what people are losing. Some people think you're losing a cabin is not a big deal, but to us it's a huge deal.
A lot of cabins in the area have been completely destroyed by the wildfires, and all that's left is scorched earth and debris. But not all cabins have been lost. When some people saw the flames, they felt they needed to take matters into their own hands. Ray Little's cabin still sits proudly on the shores of Deer Island Tickle, but traces of the fire's wrath are within reach. Charred tree branches and blackened bark are just a few feet away from his cabin. Little has been a volunteer firefighter for over 20 years. He and a few friends who are also firefighters chose to battle the blaze themselves. For 8 days, they traveled back and forth from their homes in nearby communities to Deer Island Tickle, spending hours soaking properties with a water pump and hoses. Thanks to their hard work, they were able to save 3 cabins in the area.
Blessed, emotional, to save something that we loved. It means something. On the other side, there's times I feel a little guilty. Why is mine standing? Somebody else is gone. there's a lot of emotions, right? And I'm glad we did what we did. Hopefully we have years of memories yet to build. We just love it. You know, there's no other word. We love being here. And as a little boy, I grew up in this area fishing with my father. So there's a lot of sentimental values that we put on things, and we just love it. And like I said, if it breaks tomorrow, I'll be back here again tomorrow pumping.
Perry Ash's cabin in Deer Island Tickle also survived. He had no firefighting experience until the flames threatened his property. When the wildfire first broke out, Ash rushed back to his cabin. He discovered his brother Ricky's place next door was already being destroyed. Right away, Ash got to work. He spent days throwing 5-gallon buckets of water onto his deck and cabin. He eventually got access to water pumps, and after days of hard physical labor, he saved his property. His firefighting uniform was his everyday clothes, jeans and a new pair of sneakers.
I had more strength than I ever thought I ever had, right? Like, you know, I could throw anything 50 feet away, right? Didn't matter what it was, right? But I was never weak. I love here. It's quiet here, right? And I spend a lot of time out there by myself, right? So, and I love it out there, right? So, I'm happy. I kept it.
Many people won't be able to rebuild what they lost. Thousands of dollars and decades of hard work was put into summer getaways that quickly crumbled into ashes. Although the cabins are gone, people are holding on to memories and their connections to a community that feels more like family. Jessica Singer, CBC News, Chance Harbour.